On September 24, 2023, a young girl, Chelsea Grimm, leaves San Diego to travel across the country to visit her parents in Connecticut. Suddenly Chelsea changes route and heads towards the cemetery. Concerned about the girl's strange behavior, the cemetery guard decides to call the police.
Hello.
The police officers in this video are among the last to see Chelsea. The girl disappeared, leaving behind her car and several strange photographs. Chelsea Grimm was born on March 22, 1991 to Stephen and Janet Grimm. She grew up in Stamford, Connecticut. After graduating from high school, she entered Pace University in New York, where she studied psychology. After graduating from university in 2019, she began working for the local Department of Education. A year later she moved to San Diego, California. By age 30, she became a licensed social worker, as well as a photographer and artist. She enjoyed photographing historical sites and local landmarks. Sometimes her photographs were published in various publications. On September 24, 2023, Chelsea begins her journey to attend a friend's wedding and then visit her parents. Initially, she planned to fly by plane, but due to the airline's refusal, she had to go by car since she was not traveling alone, but with her Agama Rosie, Chelsea's beloved pet. Chelsea leaves San Diego in her car early on a sunny morning. Chelsea has a long road ahead, picturesque open spaces and overnight stays in colorful campsites. She takes with her a sleeping bag and a camera, faithful companions of all her travels. The trip goes well, she keeps in touch with her parents, and, of course, her faithful pet, an Agama, is next to her. A few days after the start of the journey, the first strange things begin to happen. Chelsea suddenly changes route and refuses to go to the wedding, warning her parents that she will be out of touch for several days. Spending this time in a tent city, the parents were not very surprised, since they were used to her sudden changes in plans. On September 27, Chelsea meets up with her sister in Phoenix, Arizona, planning to spend a few days camping in nature. However, the next day she suddenly refuses and tells her sister that she urgently needs to leave. That same day, Chelsea tries to book a room at a local hotel and is even caught on surveillance camera. The hotel administrator notices her strange behavior. Chelsea was frightened and insistently asked to exchange euros for American currency. Later, the caretaker of the local cemetery reports a strange girl photographing other people's graves. The police decide to go there. Soon they find a car where Chelsea Grimm herself is sitting.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm doing great. Are you doing all right?
Yeah, I just was doing a photo shoot of the lost soldiers and got a little emotional, so I was crying before
Okay. I'm just making sure someone called it in, so...
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're quite all right. I mean,
I was just doing a photo shoot, yeah. Packed up. I'm gonna leave soon.
Okay.
But I just didn't want to drive like that. Sad.
I gotcha. You been smoking a little bit of marijuana?
Earlier today, yeah.
Okay. Cool. Do you have your license on you by any chance?
Yeah.
It gets me all emotional, too.
Yeah, it's just, I'm trying to do a series on the lost and the forgotten people in this country.
I know you told me that you smoked marijuana and you're kind of... Well, obviously I would be in an emotional state as well. I don't know if you want somebody else to drive you or if you just want to hang out here for a little bit longer. You're more than welcome to do that.
Yeah, if it's okay with you.
Yeah.
If I hang out here for another 15 or 20 and then head on the road, that would be my plan,
Sure.
I think.
Yeah, I don't see any signs of impairment or anything like that, so...
Yeah, no, with my eyesight and then crying, it's not the best combination at night.
I totally
was like,
understand.
I'm just gonna cry on the road or I'm just gonna sit here and cry. So I
I got
have
you.
my dragon, and I'm just.
Oh, that's freaking cool. I didn't even notice that.
Thanks, Rosie.
Wow, Rosie,
I think
that's
she's asleep.
wow. Right on.
She got bored.
Yeah. Do you have like a hotel around here or anything?
I don't. I was actually thinking of just camping for the night, but I wasn't really sure exactly yet.
Gotcha.
I didn't plan to be here till sunset.
Okay. You can't camp in the city limits. It's kind of like a city statute we have.
Okay, good to
But
know.
you can always go. I don't know if you can see like the yellow lights over there, the Loves. It's a trucker stop in the gas station area. You can just sleep there. Nobody will bother you.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
Get some good shots at sunrise too there.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
Yeah. The sunrise here too. If you ever want to take photo shoots of like the statues in the morning, dude, it's really cool because the sun like rises right behind them.
Amazing. Okay, I'll probably stay at the truck stop then, save some money, and then come over for the sunrise.
You got it.
Cool.
Based on this video, Chelsea appears to be in normal condition. She is not drunk, there are no strangers in the car, and her behavior does not arouse suspicion among the police. When asked why she photographed the graves of fallen soldiers, her parents claimed that Chelsea often takes photographs. Most likely, she took these photographs at the request of the publisher. Although it looks strange to me, why was she taking pictures in the dark? After all, it would be much easier to do this during the day. Why was the cemetery caretaker so alarmed by Chelsea's behavior that he decided to call the police? And how did she even end up there, if initially her path was in a different direction? On September 29th, her parents tried to contact Chelsea, but her phone was turned off. Relatives began to worry, given that Chelsea said there would be no contact for only a couple of days, but more than a week had passed. On October 4th, parents contacted the police to report their daughter's disappearance. A large-scale search began. Detectives were able to locate Chelsea's car parked on a road in a remote desert area. The car was locked, the tires were flat, and her personal belongings were inside. Upon closer inspection, it turned out that the car was missing a phone, keys, wallet, and the girl's favorite lizard. There were no signs of a struggle. Chelsea's camera was in the back seat of the car. Her camera could be good evidence and shed light on what happened to the girl. A detailed study of the photographs revealed that only 2 photographs were taken on the day of Chelsea's disappearance. And after watching them, even more questions arose. Strange details in the photo: all the doors in the car are open. Chelsea is holding a bouquet of wildflowers. Some objects are scattered on the grass, and in the distance you can see what looks like grave crosses. Most likely, this is the same cemetery where Chelsea was seen by the police, only now she is there during daylight hours. What looks even stranger is that Chelsea is standing barefoot in the photo. Although the grass in this place is quite hard, and walking on it without shoes is at least unpleasant. In the second photo, Chelsea is wearing a mask and headphones. In the background you can see that it is already getting dark outside. This photo also seems quite strange. According to her parents, Chelsea had never worn such masks, much less been photographed with them. This photo was the last one on her camera. It was also the last day that her phone and bank card were active. On the camera, the girls found another strange photograph taken at the very beginning of her trip. The photo shows Chelsea photographing a stand with messages about missing people. Why she does this remains a mystery. The girl's camera was found in her car, and it was intact and undamaged. It looks as if Chelsea herself wanted these pictures to be seen by everyone who would look for her. There is also information that a local forester saw her on the day Chelsea disappeared. He approached her car and asked if she needed any help, to which the girl replied in the negative. It is worth noting that this point is not mentioned in official police reports, so at the moment it is impossible to confirm or deny this fact. Now let's look at the versions of what could have happened to Chelsea Grimm. In such cases, the criminal version is usually considered first. According to her parents, Chelsea broke up with her boyfriend before the trip. It is logical to assume that he could become a suspect in her disappearance. The police are working with him, but the results of his interrogations are still unknown. The situation with the forester who claims to have seen Chelsea on the day of her disappearance also remains unclear. It cannot be ruled out that the girl could have been kidnapped by unknown persons. given that she was traveling alone in rather remote and isolated places. According to the second version, Chelsea decided to disappear herself in order to start with a clean slate. Her parents and friends insist she would never do such a thing. However, given the recent breakup with her boyfriend, it can be assumed that she may have been in a bad emotional state and wanted to retire. This version is supported by the fact that her keys, phone, wallet and even her favorite lizard were missing from her car. Recent photographs of the girl confirmed that she was in an unusual state. However, it remains a mystery how Chelsea was able to leave this secluded area without a car, and why no one saw her, given that notices about her disappearance were posted throughout America. The third version, although controversial, is discussed by many. It is assumed that Chelsea could have ended up in some kind of secret cult or sect. Adherents of this version believe that her presence in the cemetery was not accidental, and it could have been a ritual of initiation. A strange photo of her standing barefoot holding a bouquet of wildflowers also fuels this theory. Perhaps after this ritual, Chelsea was accepted into a closed religious society and taken to their community. The girl's parents told investigators about one strange detail. A month before Chelsea disappeared, she began reading the Bible and leaving incomprehensible notes on its pages, which seemed strange to them, given that Chelsea had previously had no interest in religion. This data is confirmed by a photograph found on her computer, which shows Chelsea's hand resting on a Bible with unusual notes at the bottom of the page. To understand what religious community she might have joined, I decided to research what known religious communities lived in the area. Most sources point to the so-called Amish. The Amish are a religious group that originated in Europe in 1693 and, due to severe persecution, migrated to the United States. The Amish live in an isolated community, following strict rules and avoiding modern technology and luxury. The Amish play an important role in American agricultural production. Could Chelsea have voluntarily gone to a gated Amish community? Personally, I think this is unlikely. However, this version should not be completely ruled out. The investigation into the disappearance of Chelsea Grimm continues to this day. Her disappearance remains unsolved and authorities continue to work to solve this mysterious case. Questions about what happened to Chelsea and where she might have gone remain unanswered, causing concern among her family, friends and the public at large. Friends, write in the comments what do you think about this. Subscribe to the channel and like if you found it interesting.